What's going on, YouTube? It's Dirty Harry back here to do a quick upload review about this whole Impact review and whatnot. I really didn't want to do a review on this one. That's why you guys are getting it so late, because it's like we all knew this was going to happen. You know, weddings in wrestling never go according to plan. You know, especially when they're rushed the way that this Bully Ray and Brooke Hogan wedding were rushed. If you didn't see anything else that happened throughout the night, don't worry about it. Nothing really happened other than Christopher Daniels versus Jeff Hardy was made a title match on next week's Impact. There. Okay. That's what happened in the show. Now for the only thing that really major, if you can call it major, that happened tonight. You know, I felt like if they had kept Bully Ray and Brooke's relationship on screen for maybe 6 months to a year, build it up, let her come down to the ring with them, let us see them argue backstage like real couples do, you know, we'd be more invested in this. People would be excited to see a wedding. Like, for example, with Matt Hardy and Leah came out tomorrow and said they're getting married on Raw next week. You know, whether you like wrestling or not, you're fans of them and you've seen the ups and downs on the screen. You know, okay, I'm gonna see how this turns out. I'm not gonna flat out off the bat know that some bullshit's gonna happen to fuck the wedding up. I just, it's kind of like they came out, the closet, about being together, and we were like, okay. Then we have Hogan flipping his lid. Well, you shouldn't be making the beast with two backs with my daughter, brother. And we're like, okay. And then we're getting married. Okay. We don't really care about it, It's not like Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth's wedding. Billy and Chuck's wedding meant more than this one, because we were more invested in it. We saw them as partners, doing shit that couples and partners do. Whether it was straight, gay, it didn't matter. You saw them as a genuine couple, and they were together for so long that when it was announced, you were like, oh my God, they're really about to do it. You watched it and you didn't, you kind of had a feeling something was going to happen, but deep down you had a feeling that, okay, this can really go through as a real wedding with no fuck ups. But this time it was like, if you were a wrestling fan for a long time, you saw this coming and there wasn't a real payoff to it. you know we saw Hulk Hogan bury his ego and walk his daughter down the aisle and get rid of Bully Ray. you know I enjoyed the wedding to an extent, but it still feels forced. Bully Ray has been fucking amazing throughout it all. Get that dude a badge of honor for this shit, man. I didn't mind Brooke's performance during the wedding. A lot of people like to bag on her. Well, she's a terrible actor. But, well, she's not a fucking actor. That's what wrestling is. It's bad acting. You know, bad acting. And I was able to deal with it. And like, I guess for 1 minute I was kind of entertained to see Hogan actually walk his daughter down the aisle. I think it would have been funny more to see him be a fucking grieving prick about it, but it was like, okay, man, we're tired of seeing him be this overprotective fucker he's been on Hogan Knows Best and even now on TNA. But it was nice to see him buried and move on like a grown man would have done, I guess, after the second or third week. Um, and then we get the big payoff. Right before they're pronounced husband and wife, Tazz gets on the mic. You really want to do this? Is it hot in here? Like he's about to start being a stripper or some shit, man. I thought a stripper was gonna come out. That would have been more entertaining than what happened next. He takes his damn fucking blazer off and he's got an aces and eights vest on. Aces and eights raid the wedding like we didn't see that shit coming. Tazz, an announcer whose prime was 13 fucking years ago, and we all know he can't do what he used to do in the ring to the extent he used to. He's not the threat he used to be in the ring. Is revealed to be a member of the Aces and Eights. No, no, we didn't get Abyss coming out as a member. We didn't get someone who's been just wrecking motherfuckers for the last year as a member. We didn't get Kazarian or Christopher Daniels, anyone on the roster who we seen just beat the shit out of somebody and can be seen as a valid threat to anybody was not added to the Aces and Eights. We get Tazz, the color commentator, who just switches sides like he did with the whole Alliance thing. Remember the Alliance back in the day when they came? Oh, I'm not WWE. I'm ECW again. And then, oh, I'm not a color commentator. I'm Aces and Eights now. Come on, Tazz, man. You didn't have to use a wedding to reveal Tazz as a member, TNA. And it's like, we know where you're going to go with this. It's going to be the hostile takeover shit repackaged with a Stephanie McMahon slash Triple H type thing to it. We're going to see Brooke Hogan and Bully Ray mysteriously come out the closet. Oh, yeah, we kind of run the Aces and Eights, and we're taking this shit over. And this is going to be Bully Ray's rise to the top and all this shit. When he doesn't need a fucking stable. We've seen the takeover shit done too many times. It's the Aces and Eights are as much of a threat now as they were 2, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago. Nothing new happened with them. We get a new member who I'm like, well, can he get in the ring and kick Jeff Hardy or Bobby Roode or Austin Aries' ass right now? No, no, he can't. Maybe 13 years ago, Tazz would have wrecked fucking shop, but now, nah, he's just gonna get on commentary and yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens with commentary, but as the group Aces and Eights continues to evolve, and I just facepalm like this, because I'm thinking they're gonna kill this thing fast and give us something different, and now we get another member, and we're like, man, this shit's gonna have to go on longer, man. Fuck. That's why I didn't want to do this video, because I'm like, man, I don't want to just sit up and gripe and bitch and moan. I want to come back after an Impact and do this. And say it was a good match tonight. It was a good show tonight. Man, watch this. I want to do that, y'all. You know, I literally I sat down and I dumbed myself down for this episode because I knew so much bullshit was gonna happen because of this wedding, and I'm like, man. And then that shit happened, and I'm like, man, if we would have got Abyss, we would have got anyone other than another insignificant cog in the Aces and Eights who acts like he's gonna start stripping, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. I was a bit tipsy when I watched that shit, and I started dying. I'm like, oh my god, if he gets naked, I'ma die, man. But it was funny. I preferred him to have gotten naked because it would have been more entertaining than watching the Ace and the Eights do the same shit they've done for the last 3 to 4 months. I'm the Dirty Harry. That's my review of Impact. It was missable. You know, it doesn't scream watch me right now. It screams watch a fucking member of the YWC rant about it. There was nothing spectacular or miraculous about it tonight. You know, other than seeing Bobby Roode and Austin Aries together, Kazarian and Daniels, who are one of the most entertaining things on the show. Knockouts was okay. You know, they builded it a little bit, but it's like, man, the show was missable, as most were. Taz being added to Aces and Eights does not scare anyone any further. You know, it's like, okay, is this as bad as the Devon reveal? Yeah, yeah, I'd say so. Because it's like you knew something significant was gonna happen with these fuckers tonight, and we get someone who we know is not gonna get in the ring and kick anyone's ass on a weekly basis. Can he do it? Maybe one good match left in him. Yeah, maybe. You know, I was a huge Taz fan, but it's like, come on, man. It's like watching Jerry the King Lawler wrestle now. You're like, come on, man, just sit down, man. Fuck. That's my review of Impact, y'all. Let's hope they get this shit better. You know, I hope they don't go this route with the Bully Ray Brooke thing, but man, do something with Aces and Eights other than add people no one really thinks is gonna hurt anyone. Reveal Sting to be. I don't care, man. I just I want Aces and Eights to just get off my screen at this point. I want the focus to be the World Championship the whole night, not some bullshit wedding.